Welcome to Platinum Nuggets. I am Eddie Chigozi. This is the Money Moment. Let me tell you a bit of my story. In July 2006, I returned to Uganda after successfully completing a year in a teacher exchange program in India. 1 month later, in August 2006, I received $5,000 on my account as appreciation from our sponsors for doing an excellent job. By end of January 2007, the $5,000, which was 10 million Uganda shillings at that time, was finished. It was totally gone. The only thing left as evidence of that 10 million was a second-hand mountain bike, the ones that we normally call a changer. Now, understand this. I was not robbed or conned in any way. I just spent all that money in 6 months. This money moment today may surprise you, but please listen attentively. By the time you go to bed tonight, at least 19 out of every 20 people you know will have done something that contributes to their future poverty. Only 1 out of every 20 people will have done what is necessary to become and remain prosperous in the future. This is my question to you. Are you that 1 in 20, or are you among the 19? Before you answer, allow me to expose those habits that can easily keep you or anyone you know in a life of poverty. Have you gone through a similar or related experience like me? Or maybe you are fortunate and you have never had $5,000 go through your hands in 6 months and leave you exactly back where you were before you got it. It wasn't a coincidence that I was unable to make good use of that $5,000 to permanently turn my financial life around. Here is the thing. I had developed habits that were keeping me in a life of financial struggle. So when that money came my way, I learned the most important lesson of my life. I learned that habit is definitely and by far so much stronger than desire. This is what I mean. No matter how much I desired to turn my financial life around with that $5,000 opportunity, all it took was less than 6 months for my money management habits to overpower my desire and leave me like I never had that money at all. I have come a long way from where I was in 2007. So now let me show you 6 daily habits that are actually keeping you or someone that you know in a life of never-ending financial struggle. Habit number 1. You are still waiting to start your journey of success. Everyone I know wants to be successful. But interestingly, very few people are willing to do something that will make that happen. I have never seen anyone win a race without ever leaving the starting line. Have you? I actually didn't think so. If you are stuck saying that you don't have enough capital to start, someone out there is busy making good use of the little that they have. While you are busy lamenting that you have no business ideas, someone out there is busy developing creative ideas. While you are busy complaining about a problem in your area, someone in your very area is seriously trying to start a business that will solve that problem. If you continue waiting at the starting line, poverty will definitely find you there. Habit number 2. you focus on active income instead of residual income. I had been conditioned, like most people that I know, to focus on active income, such as salary, allowances, and one-off payments from actively doing some work. To become financially successful, you have to shift your focus from active income to residual income. Residual income is from royalties, from interest rates, from dividends, and from profits. It is money that comes to you without you actually very actively doing anything. An example of residual income is rent collected from tenants if you are a landlord. Relying on active income is similar to using buckets to fetch water from the river. Of course, with time, you will get too old and you will not be able to quickly transport them back and forth. What this means is that you will have to starve every time you cannot go to the river. Now, relying on residual income, on the other hand, is similar to building a pipeline instead. It will definitely require a lot of work at the beginning, but with time, you will no longer have to go to the river to get water. The river will come to you, and you will never starve. All you have to do from time to time is check on the pipe to make sure that it is not blocked. Now, this is the most fundamental principle of wealth creation. Most people, probably including you, are not even aware of this. Habit number 3. When you earn more, you spend more. In A-level economics, we learned that when income increases, expenditure also increases. When people get more money, they spend more. What they left out in that lesson was that this only happens to people who carry a poverty mindset. Now look, if you raise your expenditure every time your salary increases, that is a sure way to slowly but very surely get into debt and to remain stuck in financial struggle. To stay out of bad debt, you will either need to find a way to earn more or a way to spend less. The best option is to find ways to earn more while keeping your expenditure at the same level. And the best way to do this is by creating multiple streams of income. Now, you need to do some serious thinking to create multiple streams of income. The second best option is to simply cut out unnecessary expenses. The money that is saved from cutting those expenses could be used on future investment activities. Now, this is how people who carry a wealth mentality or a wealth mindset do their thing. Habit number 4. You complain instead of committing. Life is too expensive. Oh, I will never get out of debt. I don't earn enough money. Have you ever uttered any of these statements before? Or perhaps all of them? I have heard that it is very difficult to change old habits. However, as long as you do nothing to change, then you and your coming generation have a direct ticket to the land of poverty. Stop complaining and making lame excuses. Instead, take responsibility for your self-defeating money management habits and focus on changing them. After focusing, go ahead and actually change them. Habit number 5. You live for today, hoping that tomorrow will care about its worries. Do you know that it was discovered in the 1950s that the reason why some generations get wealthier while others get poorer is very simple? The time perspective. This is the most accurate way of predicting success. Time perspective is basically how far you project into the future whenever you make a decision today. An example of a long-term perspective is When a wise man buys properties or insurance for his child, even though this child will not need them for the next 18 years. This is a long-term approach that may involve a bit of sacrifice in the short term to assure better outcomes in the long term. Most people remain poor because their time perspective is focused on short-term goals like meeting basic lifestyle needs, buying expensive items which have no resale value, renting expensive homes, etc. I'm wondering here, are you one of those people with a short time perspective? And habit number 6, you just haven't figured it out yet. The problem is that you keep learning but you don't get it. You are learned, but because you've never practiced what your teacher has told you, you remain uneducated. You have information, but you don't want to think hard enough in order to turn it into knowledge that you can use. You are still stuck at the starting line all along because you don't want to start small and grow bit by bit from there. You are still stuck hoping that one day you'll wake up and voila, discover the newest and easiest way to get wealth. That, my friend, is called a lottery mindset. Most people remain poor not because they don't have the information, not because they don't read business-related articles, but because they don't learn by doing. They just don't get it. So what are you going to do starting from today to ensure that you create lots of wealth for your family, for your neighbors, and even for strangers? How does this exposure apply to you? Here is a simple suggestion. Starting with the next amount of money you are going to receive, take off only 10% of it and keep it somewhere. In a piggy bank, in a jar, anywhere that is safe. Then, every time you get money, including your salary, take off 10% and keep it in the same place. Avoid the temptation to spend it on anything. Just keep it. After 6 months, check how much money you have there. Now look for someone you know who is good at managing money. Have a serious discussion with them on what you can do with that money. Something that can bring you at least 5% profit every month in residual income. Imagine what your life would be like if you could eat what you like when you like, if you could wear what you want, if you could drive the car you like, live anywhere that you want to live, travel to any country you feel like going to, provide your family with whatever you want them to have, and not have to depend on anyone for that. As I conclude, I want to remind you that being wealthy and prosperous is more than just owning physical property. It is a state of happiness, a state of well-being, which comes when you wish good things for everyone around you. That is our money moment today. Now, we have lots of information for you on how to manage your personal finances, how to start, to build, and to run a successful business. All this information is in audios which are free of charge. Simply make your request by WhatsApp. The number is 256 702 809 040, and you will have access to our audio store where you can make your own choice of the audios that you want, and we shall send them to you. Thank you so much for listening, and look out for more money moments right here on Platinum Nuggets, and have a wonderful day.